In the golden era of 80s television, the undeniable chemistry between Tony and Angela in Who's the Boss captivated audiences, fostering a weekly rendezvous of laughter and romance. Despite the electric connection, many remain perplexed why the anticipated journey to wedded bliss never came to fruition. Let's venture deep into this lingering question that has echoed in the halls of TV fandom. Facts First presents the real reason Tony and Angela didn't marry in Who's the Boss. Delayed debut of the pilot episode. First impressions are everything in television, a notion clearly understood by the producers of Who's the Boss. Initially filmed in October 1983, the pilot episode's journey to the ABC executive's desk took a rather prolonged route, nearly a year to be precise. This hesitation stemmed from a fear harbored by the producers that pitching the show as a mid-season replacement series might not sit well with the network bigwigs, possibly resulting in a premature rejection. This careful strategy seemed to focus on giving the series the best shot at securing a favorable slot in ABC's programming lineup. Tony Danza's real-life paternal instinct. While portraying the loving and charismatic housekeeper on screen, Tony mirrored the paternal image off-screen too. Embodying a father figure, he went as far as to post the actual school report cards of his young co-stars, Alyssa Milano and Danny Pintaro, on the set, fostering a nurturing and familial atmosphere during filming. The origins of Angela's mother, Mona. Initially, the creators envisioned Mona, the high-energy and free-spirited character, as Angela's older sister, but casting troubles led to a revision of this concept, transforming her into Angela's mother instead. This change serendipitously ushered Katherine Hellman into the role, leaving an everlasting imprint on the show's dynamics. The real house behind the opening credits. Despite the show being set in the picturesque surroundings of Fairfield, Connecticut, the house featured in the opening credits is quite a distance away. Located at 3344 Oak Hills Drive in Rye, New York, it served as the fictional residence for our beloved characters, encapsulating the warmth and familiarity that greeted viewers each episode. Frank Sinatra's unexpected cameo. In an awe-inspiring moment that elevated the show's stature, the legendary crooner Frank Sinatra graced the set with a cameo. Tony Danza managed to secure this guest appearance through a connection with Sinatra's daughter Tina. The moment not only dazzled the audience, but also solidified Danza's stardom in the eyes of his mother. A heartwarming gesture. When the town of Fairfield celebrated its 350th anniversary in 1989, residents exhibited their affection for the show by sending a wave of gifts to the cast. From sweatshirts and mugs to bumper stickers and free newspaper subscriptions, the townsfolk showered the main cast members with tokens of appreciation, fostering a heartfelt connection between the show and its setting. The British Adaptation. Beyond the American borders, the story of Who's the Boss found a new home in Britain with a series called The Upper Hand. Spanning from 1990 to 96, it told the tale of a former soccer player turned housekeeper working for a female advertising executive. Diverging from its American predecessor, this adaptation saw the central characters eventually tying the knot. Milano's academic ambitions. As the series progressed, Alyssa Milano harbored the desire to further her education, contemplating leaving the show at the end of the 7th season. Fortunately, ABC managed to convince her to stay. Less fortunately, a change in the show's scheduling during the 8th season led to a significant dip in ratings, eventually culminating in its cancellation. Inception of the show's title. Before winning over the hearts and minds of audiences with engaging dynamics and role reversals, Who's the Boss underwent a pivotal transformation in its inception phase, particularly concerning its title. Initially donned as You're the Boss, the title served as a direct nod to the significant gender role reversal portrayed in the series, underscoring Angela's position as Tony's employer. But as the 1984 fall premiere approached, the creators opted for a more inclusive yet ambiguous designation. Thus, Who's the Boss was born, a title that not only represented the power dynamics at play, but also suggested a fluctuating leadership, where any of the lead characters could potentially seize the reins and become the boss. Judith Light's audition anecdote. Judith Light's journey to securing the role of Angela Bauer involved a rather amusing incident. Stepping into the audition room after a career hiatus, Light found herself ad-libbing an unscripted remark upon sensing Tony Danza's gaze on her as she followed the script's directive to walk across the stage in just a robe. This spontaneous and cheeky interaction not only won Danza over, but also secured her the iconic role, marking the beginning of a delightful on-screen partnership. Danza's brush with the law. Just before the premiere of Who's the Boss, Tony Danza faced a serious legal issue. On a night in 1984, a noisy confrontation in a Manhattan restaurant led to Danza assaulting a guard, causing him partial hearing loss, a significant fallout given Danza's boxing background. Standing trial, the actor was at risk of a 1-year prison sentence, which would have naturally disrupted the filming of the show's second season. But Danza's lawyer urged leniency, highlighting the potential damage to Danza's career if imprisoned. Although the judge criticized Danza's aggressive actions, he ultimately sentenced him to 250 hours of community service, avoiding a prison term. Mona's near departure for a solo journey. Katherine Hellman's character Mona was once envisioned to branch off into her own series. This narrative was set up in a 2-part Season 3 finale, which was intended to serve as a stepping stone for Mona's solo venture into managing her brother's recently acquired hotel in New York. But when plans were aborted, a swift modification brought Mona back home, retaining the original ensemble audiences had grown to love. The Boss according to Alyssa Milano. While the title had a real perpetual question, Alyssa Milano had a clear answer. In a recent Reddit AMA, when quizzed about the real boss, Milano promptly pointed to Mona, asserting her dynamic and bold character as the driving force behind the series. Tony and Angela's journey to romance. As Who's the Boss approached its final season, the creators intended to bring the simmering romance between Tony and Angela to the forefront. This narrative shift was so pivotal, it even warranted the exit of a recently introduced character, Billy, to clear the stage for the blossoming relationship between the protagonists. However, the anticipated union of Tony and Angela faced a roadblock as the series neared its conclusion. Initially, the writers envisioned a fairy tale ending, with the pair tying the knot. This plan met resistance from both ABC executives and Tony Danza himself, who opposed the marriage in the series finale. As a result, instead of a wedding, viewers witnessed a bittersweet turn of events. The series culminated in a breakup with a reflective twist where Tony reappears at Angela's doorstep, seeking to return to his role as the housekeeper, a scene echoing the very beginning of their journey together in the pilot episode, leaving audiences with a full-circle yet open-ended finale. Now it's time to hear from you. Which one of these facts was most surprising to hear about? Let us know in the comments section below.